everyone, and welcome back as always. We're back again.
Hi.
We're going to be watching something very different today called Men in Black. Look at Mom. Oh, yeah. Perfect timing.
Get my glasses on. Yeah.
Poor Kimmy, I'm going to drop off glasses to you. You got the tie. I love these glasses. So I didn't know they actually made these glasses. So I actually bought these off Amazon. And they're awesome. They have a different version, too, that's a little bit wider. I was going to make them out of cardboard, but I was like, oh, sweet, they have them there, and they're not too expensive, so woohoo! So we're going to be watching Men in Black today, ladies.
Oh,
do you know anything about it?
With Will
I know
Smith?
they're cops, and Will Smith, yeah.
Yes.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're cops, and it's something to do with fantasy, science fiction, or something.
That's right. Aliens.
That's about it.
That's great. I love Mom's Shades.
I know Carol loved this show. She watched this movie so many times.
Really? I didn't know she really liked this.
I love Will Smith, but I never watched it
Yeah,
with her.
I did too.
I didn't watch anything with her ever.
Oh, that's okay. You're such a good...
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, but you're such a good mom just because you didn't watch the same shows or movies or watch any TV, really. Like, that doesn't mean you're bad at it, but... I mean, bad, you know, because you're awesome with her and taking her out and doing great mom things with her. But yeah, so movies aren't for everyone until now. That's why we have the channel.
That's true.
Talking to the fans. I don't know if you guys know this, that if you check on like early on in our channel, where this actually started off as a joke in a good loving way, because this Akima channel was originally my art channel, and I love doing art. I love creating things, right? And I was actually doing tutorials on how to make like costumes, and I think I even did paintings and some drawings, like digital drawings. Like I love doing hand-drawn stuff and whatnot, and I loved it, but I wasn't getting a lot of views, and it's really hard for anyone starting out on YouTube to actually get a subscribing base, like getting fans and, you know, getting people interested, because you're just a needle in a haystack, right? I still love doing that, but we decided to get together to watch a movie, and we never do that ever. This is like the first time in many, many years that we actually got together to see a movie. And I think that was your idea, Kim, and you requested...
Because we never did it, and I felt bad. I was like, you know...
we need to touch base and just...
I always wanted to watch movies with me, and I never... And I said, finally, I said, okay, we'll watch the show.
Yeah, and so she wanted to watch the movie The Revenant. And I've never seen it. You never saw it, of course, and Mom never saw it, so we were all blind to it, okay? So we watched it in Mom's living room, where we started doing reactions in the first place on the red couch, which most of you probably remember, or you probably will go back and check out, like when we watched Game of Thrones. We just watched it. I wasn't recording it. We were just watching like a normal family, and I was laughing because like we were all scared, and Mom actually handled that movie the best. I remember you sitting on the couch and like being like, oh,
I would hide my eyes and things,
yeah, like, oh, gross, but you weren't like freaking out. And Kim, I love you so much. I was crying because Kim was freaking out and kicking and punching at the TV, and she was crawling at one point on the floor, freaking out. And I'm like, this is the best ever. So I actually took my phone out. You had no idea that I was recording you. And I just took my phone up like this. And so I'm on the old reacting couch, you know, at the way back of the living room. And I'm just recording Kim crawling on the floor, kicking the screen and freaking out, going, oh my God, I'm running out to the kitchen and coming back. And I'm trying not to laugh. And every time, Kim, you ran by me, I would lower my phone so you couldn't see it. And I go,
oh my God,
you know, so that way you thought I was just reacting or watching. So it was just so funny. And then I did something bad, which you should never do. And I should have asked, you know, Kim's permission to actually upload that video. But right after I uploaded it, I felt guilty. And I'm like, Kim, I uploaded you to YouTube.
Surprise!
Yeah, and people loved it. People were cracking up at it. And I'm like, you know what? That was so much fun. I'm like, let's try Game of Thrones. And that's how this started. So we started watching Game of Thrones. And of course, we watched that in order because I didn't want to just jump to a random episode. And at the time, we didn't know anything about doing reactions. And I believe even at that time, I could be wrong, but we have fans that actually said to us that they've never seen a reaction channel actually watch shows in order. And I'm like, oh, really? Or maybe it was like new at the time. I don't know, like watch an entire series. So I'm not taking credit at all because I'm pretty sure that Blind Wave and the Normies were actually doing this. around that time or beforehand.
Right.
But a lot of fans were actually saying that they were impressed that we actually watch it from the beginning. And I didn't want you guys to watch a random episode of Game of Thrones anyways, because then you guys would have no clue what was going on or not really care about the characters so much, So
Right.
anyways, it started off as a joke, and that was a lot of fun. And we watched The Revenant first, which was such a horrific movie for not being desensitized by anything on television. Like, that was a very good but very violent movie. And we never actually watched it as a reaction. So we should actually rewatch it at some point as a fun
we
thing.
should.
Oh boy, I tell you.
Leonardo DiCaprio, we've seen him multiple times now on a few shows.
He's amazing. I
different
love
movies.
him. Mhm.
He's a really good actor.
He is.
It's been
Very
4
good.
years we've been doing this now, 4 years in June.
Yeah,
We've seen him a lot, and he's a very good actor. I like him.
Yes,
I do
very
too. Yeah, he is so freaking good. Like, I really enjoy watching movies, with him in it.
We
Thank
should
you.
do
would
like
be
a
good.
4-year anniversary. Okay, then, and then now we'll watch it
Let's see.
together.
Let's
Yeah.
see how Kim. Let's see how Kim would react to it now.
I know, and
you.
honestly,
And
we
me.
love what we watch. We do retain a lot, but at the same time, I think we might have forgot a lot of things that happened in it. So I think it would be
scream
kind of like,
over things. We talk over things. Yeah.
yeah, I know a lot of friends and family who, when you like a movie, you watch it multiple times over a period of time. With us on the channel, we watch it once and that's it. So there's a lot of information and people read up on stuff, and especially when you're a huge fan of something, like you really read into the lore, the history, stuff like that. Where we love it, but we don't really read up on anything unless we're done with that series or movies or whatever, so that way we don't get spoiled. So anyways, I don't think we retain all that detailed information all the time. So
Sure.
that might be interesting.
Yeah.
We might forget a lot about The Revenant and be like, oh my God. So anyways, I do have another channel, and I think Kim and I used to do art on that channel, and it was fun, but it was very time consuming, and doing reactions and working full time elsewhere was just hard to keep up with. But I still have it, and I'm thinking maybe we could do Storm Akima reruns, or not reruns, but I want to find a fun name, so that way we can rewatch either on Storm Akima on this channel, or we can actually react by rewatching popular movies that we really enjoyed and want to watch again to remember what happened, because I know you
That
guys
would be
loved
great.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
You guys love The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
A lot of,
Yeah.
just because I'm not saying it now doesn't mean it wasn't great, but there were so many movies that we really enjoyed, and even the Marvel universe, that was one of our biggest things. I think Marvel was pretty much our first movie series that we went through, and we really enjoyed that. That was so much fun. So I would love to go back and watch that, because unfortunately, even though we were in order with Game of Thrones starting off the reaction channel, when it came to movies, I didn't really realize how important it was to stay in order, and I made you guys watch, I think it was Guardians of the Galaxy first.
Guardians first, yes.
And I'm like, you can watch that out of order, it's fine. And then everyone's like, you can't do that. And I get it. I get why now. I'm like, oh yeah. So anyways, I think that would be fun. And I just want you guys to check out that funny video of Kim reacting to The Revenant. And that was the funniest thing. And I love you guys. So that's how this started. Maybe I'll try to put in the links below. I'll try to look and see. Yeah, then and now. So Storm Akima, the channel's been around forever, because it was my just art channel that I randomly would just post to with fun music videos that I love making. I love doing I'd find cartoons that I enjoyed, and I would actually reanimate their mouths, and it wasn't anything spectacular, but I just had so much fun in Photoshop and Premiere. I would just draw over their mouths and redraw them, because I have an animation degree and I love freaking drawing, and that's why I want to start promoting that more on this channel too.
You did very well with that.
It was fun.
Yes,
I
you
really
did.
had a great
Very
time.
good.
It was time consuming, but it was so much fun. And so the channel's been around forever, but we've been reacting frequently on it the last 4 years. So that's a long time.
Yeah, 4 years. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So back to Men in Black. I think we should get into it and we could talk afterwards.
Sounds
Let's do it.
good.
All right, you guys ready?
Ready?
Ready. Oh my god.
What the heck?
Mikey?
What?
What the heck? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He's standing there. Ooh. Oh.
LAPD freeze!
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
It scared me.
Wow. Oh, so he's an alien thing. That would be so fun.
Yeah,
That big ramp. Ooh, do you see his eyes?
Oh,
Yeah. What the hell are
oh
you?
yeah.
Come on down. We'll get those eyes fixed.
gonna
Don't even
fly.
worry about
There
it.
you go.
Ooh,
Yeah.
get those eyes
Wait a minute.
fixed.
Let me talk to you.
All I want is to come home to a nice clean house with a nice fat steak on the table, but instead I get this. It looks
Oh,
like poison.
God.
You should
Oh,
take
here
that
we
away.
go.
I'm eating that,
Wake
damn
up.
it. The only thing that pulls its weight around here is my
Oh.
goddamn truck.
Not anymore.
You can have my gun
Ooh,
when you pry it from my cold dead fingers.
okay.
You probably will. Oh
Challenge
my
accepted.
God. Oh, shit.
Ew, they threw him
Oh.
away.
Ew.
Ew, he took
Oh.
everything from the inside.
Why don't you show him the imports, Jeeps?
Hey, kid.
Show him the imports right now.
Hold on a second.
He's gonna zap your other eye.
One.
Well, you get a massage. Take a cruise.
Oh my God, he's an alien.
Yeah.
I warned
Oh,
him.
jeez. What the?
idea how much that stings?
I'll see you bright and early, 9 o'clock.
Actually gives him a card.
God.
Ooh, warp factor 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
You're late. Sit down.
It didn't go.
sit down.
Up and down it went.
Let's get going.
It's like the most uncomfortable, like, little pods.
How the heck can they write on it? There's no clipboard.
Just go on the floor.
Oh, I guess.
That's what I would do. There you go.
That's right. Oh my God. Oh.
I want to get some coffee. You want some coffee?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
You can have some coffee.
How you doing?
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Hey, what's this thing?
Whoa.
Oh, right to the donut.
Right to the
Oh,
donut.
my God. Whoa.
No.
Oh, he just
Whoa.
touched it.
Did he kill him?
I make this look good.
Oh, yeah. Kitty. It's a flurgan.
Oh, this, oh, God. Oh.
Oh, he's acting normal.
Oh, my God.
Go get him, Tiger.
They don't call me kid or anything.
That's right.
He hasn't.
We're not
Slick
hosting
tiger.
an intergalactic kegger.
Fasten your seatbelt, please.
Whoa, that was good. Did you hear what you said?
Oh,
Aren't you?
wow. Whoa. I guess so.
Never touch the red button.
Oh,
Oh,
gross.
my God.
There's the bugs.
Gross. Bugs.
You can kill us both, but you will not find the galaxy.
Oh. Oh, sweet. Oh, Kathy.
Ooh, that cat's gonna save the day. Oh, yes, you are.
It's my wife. She's... Well, look. Oh. All right.
And you handle this.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was gonna
what's it
hear
gonna
that. Oh, my God.
You just catch him.
All the time. Let the
Yeah,
man work.
right. Oh, you're gonna be surprised. Yeah, look at what's coming out.
Honey, you had a bouncing baby octopus.
Poor Will.
Oh,
Whoa, sick slime, dude. Gross.
Oh, the kitty's with
Oh,
them.
my kitty.
What's the problem with the cat?
What's your problem?
Oh,
Oh, your problem.
now you're mine.
I hate the living.
What the hell is that?
Without gloves.
God!
Oh, boy. Oh, look at the little creature inside.
The galaxy is on Orion.
Yeah, get Kay over there.
Orion's belt?
Aww.
Oh, man.
I'd be more freaked out if I was her. I'd be like,
I
That's
know!
right.
She doesn't know anything
wow.
about the alien.
I was in this cab at the skies.
Oh,
so casual.
erase your
That's
memory.
what the little dude inside the big dude's head said, right? Hey, Kay, have you ever flashy thing me? No. I ain't playing with you, Kay. Have you ever flashy thing me?
You're a flashy thing, me.
Last I think.
Maybe.
That is old. Where he used to live,
Talk about stalking.
Oh, yeah.
right? Oh.
Noisy crickets.
Hey, Kay, no, come on, man.
Is
You
it
get a
Start
serious
off
score
small.
in the atomizer.
Ooh, let me go kill this guy.
Oh boy.
Oh, my.
Uh-oh.
Oh no,
Oh boy.
he's gonna eat you. Oh crap.
Whoa.
This guy had a serious crush on his cat.
Whoops.
Oh, he just shot him.
Little cricket.
Oh my god.
Spot right through the windshield. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's the cat. The collar.
Ryan.
Oh,
Uh, that's the key. Your eyes.
oh yeah, so galaxy's there.
Oh. Oh goodness. I'm coming.
Maybe you could take me with you instead.
Oh, she's so fast.
Damn, you do start fast, don't you?
There's something I need to show you.
Oh no, she's pointing to her. You know
Oh my
what?
god.
Just like that.
Oh my god.
Understand?
Oh,
God, he's so.
To see
oh
this.
my.
Get cricket out.
Oh.
Oh, take me here!
No way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like it doesn't cross her out because she's a medical examiner.
Push the little red button. And you may want to put on a seatbelt.
Should have said that first.
Oh my goodness. Whoa.
Wow.
They have to erase all these memories. Oh.
Oh my god.
Don't
You're not
move.
moving. I would
It's just cooler that way, guys.
Oh
It's
my
more dramatic.
Ew, ew,
Yeah. Ah.
ew.
Ew.
Holy crap. Oh!
No.
Oh, that didn't work out.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Wow, what a tough guy.
what the heck? Oh,
And he has to go through.
he's gonna get some mic.
Thank God he ate him whole. Could like bit his head
Yeah.
off.
Too late.
What the heck? He
He
got his gun back.
He did.
Oh, gross.
At least it's not acid blood.
Examiner or something.
Yeah.
Call the Archelians, tell them we have the galaxy. I guess you weren't even alive in 16.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
Interesting job you guys have.
Always face it forward.
See you around, Jay.
You won't.
That's sad. After all that.
UFO made me miss my home run.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh, he went back.
Zed called. The High Consulate from Salaxium 9 wants floor seats for the Knicks Bulls game.
All right, let's put in a call to Dennis
yeah.
Rodman.
And now he has a partner, it seems like.
That's right.
Yeah, so, yeah. Oh, God.
Marbles.
See, we're into marble.
Oh my God. That was bad.
I love this song.
Oh, that was good,
Man in
yeah.
Black. Have you ever heard this song?
I did hear this song.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I love it so much.
And that's great that Will did it.
That's right.
It's so great. I haven't heard this in forever.
Yeah.
This used to be so big.
It's so good.
What a fun movie.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
great.
It's good. Yeah.
All right, so we'll like definitely listen to that at another time. But isn't that a fun song? I love
It
that.
is really, that's fun.
That
Yeah.
is.
So I'm
Very good.
very curious on how you feel about this movie.
That was really fun. I liked it a lot.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Very, very funny and
Funny, yes.
exciting. And
Yes.
I love them together. Tommy Lee
That was
Jones
very
and
good.
Will Smith, they were great together.
Oh my gosh, it was great.
I did hear you say early on that this is a very weird movie. I like it, but it's
Very
really
weird.
weird.
Yes.
Especially when they went to the break room and
Oh
the
my
aliens
gosh,
were, like
and
pouring coffee, and he was
Oh.
pissed off that there was just powdered creamer. And
That's right.
I love that because they're so weird, and I love how they branch off where these aliens, although they did remind me of bugs and insects, like that was like the whole theme of this one, but
Yeah.
they all kind of looked similar to that. But I thought that was fun how they're just lounging around like, yeah, we're here, whatever,
right,
you know, they're just having
yeah,
coffee,
my
being
gosh.
normal, and so I just love the humor in it.
Yeah.
And the, you know, the sci-fi is great. I love Will Smith and I love Tommy Lee Jones. Like they're so great together in
That's
this.
good, yeah.
I remember seeing this as a kid, and I did see most of it. I think I saw most of it twice, and I never sat throughout the whole thing because I'm a wuss, and it scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. And the whole thing with that one cockroach alien taking over the skin of the sky, I love how they did that
that
effect,
was
though, whether
gross.
he was just like this and had the skin hanging off, but they did twist it
yeah.
and added like skin texture and whatnot to make him look more grotesque and not like
Right.
on an actual skeleton structure
That's
or
right,
something,
yeah.
like it was a suit. So I think they did such a great job with that. It
That
was
was
so
amazing.
gross, and it got worse
That was-
over time, which I love because it's so nasty. It's just skin. It's dead skin. It's not alive, you know.
That's
so it's
right,
turning
yeah, it
purple
is.
and blue and just rotting. I'm like, ew,
Yeah.
over time.
Oh,
So
And
that
you know,
really
it's-
scared me.
that's
it was
good.
so funny because when he was himself, you know, the hillbilly out in nowhere, you know, insulting his wife and being, you know what I
That's
mean?
right, my God.
I can't recognize who he is, but then when he was just getting more and more alien-like, I couldn't really recognize who he was. It's driving me crazy.
I know he does look familiar to me too. I'm not quite sure if I've seen him in anything. I don't think in the
I'm
channel,
sure.
but
Yeah.
if you guys could let us know, that would be great because I know sometimes we see people and we just know we've seen him somewhere. It could be a commercial, I don't know, but I'm like, he does seem kind of familiar. But right, like as he went on, that actor was great because it really made you feel like he was a suited alien. I'm like, oh God, and just his actions going down the street.
Right, and he's sitting when he was
Yes.
sitting in the van and he's looking at the prince with the cat, and he's like trying to be like cool, and he's like trying to prop his arm up.
Yeah.
That was so
But this-
funny to
How
me.
could you not laugh? Like, I
Yeah.
really give credit. I mean, you have to be a good actor anyways, but to be able to do like crazy, weird stuff like that and not lose it, like that's great. Because I would have,
Yes.
like, I'm sure they have a lot of bloopers too, but I would have been dying the whole time. Like, you see this normal person that you
Yeah,
hang
my
out
God,
with, like
yeah.
acting all crazy and like,
But for some reason, I thought he was from X-Files.
he might be. Mom and I used to watch
And
X-Files.
I never watched
yeah.
that, so I don't know.
I love
Similar to
that
that,
show.
so-
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
absolutely love that show. And
Yeah,
Mom,
she
you didn't
did.
see a lot of it, but you did see some of it. There were so
Yes,
many
yeah,
episodes,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
were huge into it. Like you'd watch it with me, and it was so good. I love that show. So, anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe he was from there. I'm not sure, but this actually
What a
not.
fun.
Yeah, and not saying spoilers for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I don't think, but just to keep it basic for the next few seconds, so maybe spoilers for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I don't know. This did remind me a little bit of that, because Men in Black, here you have this organization that, you know, is above our government, that's way above
Right,
anything
that's right,
else.
yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you, like, the government are always head to head with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so they are aware of them, but S.H.I.E.L.D. is more like they have their own higher up tier that, I don't know, like they have more secrets
Like the
and everything
regular,
with
right.
superheroes. So you have aliens and then you have superheroes. So I just kind of related to that. And this came out first. This was made in 1997.
Oh, yeah.
I love the open-minded idea of, okay, well, why do we always think bigger is better? It's not always like that. Like, you can have a galaxy. Yes, there's billions of stars, billions of planets, and it could be in something really small. And they brought that concept of Orion's Belt to the ending when they zoomed away from Earth, our galaxy, the Milky Way, and we are part of a bigger picture still. And they're playing marbles, like these aliens. We just see the hands. I thought that was so cool.
Oh my
It was a
Right,
quick
and
thing at
playing
the
with
end,
different
but
yeah.
it's like,
Marvel
what?
galaxies.
So not
Yeah,
only
right.
is Jay getting like introduced to this whole world, like this whole universe
Yeah.
of holy crap, like all this is going on right under our noses and no one knows about this besides this
Exactly.
organization.
That's right, no.
And not only that, but it keeps getting bigger and bigger. And and even Kay was like, wait till you know what you'll learn
Wait till
tomorrow. Yeah.
That's right, my
And I was
God,
just like,
yes.
that's so crazy to think that way, because we're very smart, but we're so tunnel vision too, and we only accept what we can see and even understand, like, yes, we're seeing these aliens now, but still,
Oh my
it's too
God,
hard to comprehend. It's too much to take
until you
in.
experience it
Yeah.
yourself.
So you got to protect the humans, and, you know. 'cause
That
you-
doctor was
Oh,
funny
my
too.
God.
She was like spot on.
Oh, she was good,
like,
my
"Ah,"
God.
you know.
Yeah.
She was great. She was so forward, like right when she was
Oh, boy,
talking
at
to
first,
Jay the
yeah.
first time, or
Oh,
Dr.
yeah.
White, whatever his name was. It was so funny how they switch it up, like you said. And she's like, "Oh, you want to know what I do late at night?" I'm like, "Oh, well,
Yeah,
where are you
right,
going with
right,
that?" I
my
don't remember
God.
that conversation. So I think she was just being like flirty and stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Whoa!"
Yeah.
But then later on, that was so funny when she's like, "I think you need to check this out." He goes,
No,
"Oh, baby,
that's
don't
right.
worry, I'll get there."
That
Like, what's
was
wrong with you? I just love how strong of an agent that Jay is, but when it comes to women, especially her, he's like, oh yeah, okay, like woo, like everything else is out the
That'll be a little
window.
later.
So the humor was great. It's very violent, but it really works well. It's dated now, so we've seen so many really violent things that are
Oh,
more
yes.
to date, so it wasn't as bad.
Yeah. The worst part was when that bug alien turned into a bug at the end.
Mhm.
That was like the scariest part, you know, because it's like, oh.
Yeah, and
Gross.
I love the special effects. For when this movie came out, those effects were just amazing. I loved it. And I could tell that it was more cartoony, but it was still really good for the time. And yeah, like that alien was really scary. And I was happy that we were able to see a bit of him, not just last second, because what I remembered is seeing him last second of him just roaring over Jay and then exploding. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember that whole fight scene, probably because I ran away, who knows. So I love how they actually had him more in it, so you could really see like how like scary he was, and he did look like a big cockroach. So I like the design of him.
Ooh.
It did look a little cartoony, but it did look very like mean and aggressive.
Yeah,
Oh,
it did.
yes.
Yeah, and I
yes.
love how, you know, yes, we step on cockroaches, we think they're disgusting, and yet he's this intelligent creature that is like, no, this is my family, and screw you guys are insignificant, like we don't care about you
Right.
guys, like
That's
I'm gonna
right,
squash you. So it was kind of fun to see like all these things switched around,
Right,
like,
yeah.
oh, you know, it makes you think.
I like the scene in the diner when the bug came to those two guys, those two other aliens, the prince and the other guy, and he like poked him with a, you know, with his claw or whatever, the stinger. And
Yeah.
went right through their neck. That was pretty nasty.
Yeah,
That was nasty, and
crazy.
I have to say, like, when he was fighting at the end in full form, he didn't have that stinger out. Like, wouldn't he try to sting them again instead of, like, eat them
Right,
whole?
yeah,
'Cause
right.
I know it's a
Yeah.
humorous thing, too, because it worked out in their favor, of course, with Jay, or Kay getting eaten, and
Get the
but
gun.
yeah,
Oh
to
my
get the gun
gosh.
and, you know, shoot him from the inside. But I was like, oh, why didn't he use that stinger again? Because that was very lethal and quick when he did it to
Yeah.
those two guys. And the funny thing was when he did, I mean, it was sad because I like that Prince guy who had the cat, but
Yes,
when he
yeah.
stabbed him through the neck, like his little body wasn't stabbed through the head. So I wonder if it was like a life support thing, like he was really connected to this body, and maybe stabbing him through the neck killed the body, you know, the suit that he was in, then killed him somehow. And
Yeah.
but I like the idea of it, so I thought it was really cool to think like, oh, well, now you have this Prince guy who's this little alien, so he killed this man who it was actually a robot body or whatever.
Right, and took
Yeah.
over the body
Definitely, yeah.
as a vehicle. to
Yeah.
get around.
So, and
Okay.
I think some of the bodies in this, of course, were engineered. They weren't actual humans that they took over. You know what I mean? Like the machines, like the Prince was in a machine, as we could tell with all the doodads and the
Oh, yeah.
doodads. Have you heard that in a while? All the buttons and electronics inside. But of course, that nasty cockroach guy, like he definitely took the
gross,
skin of
yeah.
that guy. So that was pretty.
Oh.
That was gross, violent. That was very nasty. I need sugar water.
Oh my gosh.
So I loved your reaction, Kim, and I try not to look too much at you guys while we're reacting because I don't want to distract you because I know you guys can see me moving too. But I loved your reaction in the beginning when you didn't know exactly what this movie was about. You said it was about cops, and you said it was something about sci-fi or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when you actually
Yes.
saw the guy get zipped up or zipped down or whatever, and he opens up and it's this
Oh
alien.
my God! The
gosh.
illegal aliens
I
going
know.
in the
Yeah, it took you a
Oh.
moment because you see a head on a stick. So you're like, "Is that a real head?" You didn't say
Oh.
that, but that's my like assumption that you thought. So you're trying to put together what's going on. So that was fun.
Right,
That it was an
yeah.
alien in a suit. I don't think it was a skin suit. Like I think it was a robot suit. Like, does it look like an animatronic head? Because it was
Yeah,
moving and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. It
But
did look.
you were so shocked.
gosh.
Like, what the heck is this? So
Yeah,
that was
I said, "Well,
fun.
what
What's
the
the
heck?"
show gonna be
Yeah.
about?
Sorry for the noise again because I love my cats and being home now. I have Maui here who's clawing the crap out of the rug, so you might be hearing that. And
I
you hear
do
the
hear
piggy,
that.
yeah.
A
He
little
gets
bit,
so
yeah.
excited, and he just likes to claw on my rug. And a lot of you will probably
he
be
does.
like, "Why is that
Oh,
happening?"
look at him. He's
So
really
sorry for
working
the
it
mess.
here.
So that was pretty funny. I'm like, guys, stop. So we were saying we love Will Smith. We did see him
Yes.
in I Am Legend. Mom did not see that.
Right. That was scary, Mom.
That was scary. I think you could have
okay.
handled that, but we were trying to like find stuff, and we had so many requests for just Kim and I to watch certain movies, and that was one of them. So we just went ahead and watched it. But I think you could have handled that one absolutely. Of all the other things that we've seen, that one you could.
Okay.
So who was your favorite character in this?
Hands
Jay.
down, Jay.
Jay.
Yeah, Jay was fun.
Definitely.
I love Kay too. Like he's great. He was
Yeah, he's
serious,
great.
and he did have a sense of fun, but he was just very removed from it. And how sad is that to leave your life? You have to decide whether to have more knowledge and protect the world and the universe, and you'll never be able to
that's
share this
sad.
to anyone else that you know. And you have to erase yourself, like you don't exist anymore. Just disappear from everything you've known
Exactly.
to this completely
Exactly.
different world.
That's
And
For 35 years.
yeah,
Oh,
like that's
wow,
insane. And it's so brave to be like that. Like I know it's a movie, but when you really think about it, like that's so brave to do that. And a hard decision too, because like you were saying, when Jay was sitting there really thinking, or James at the time, when he was sitting there thinking about it, and then the sun set, and he was there for a long time, and you were like, I wouldn't just be sitting there thinking about it. I'd be calling my family, being like, hey, I love you. I just want to say I love you. Just kind of leave on a good note, because if you just disappear,
Giving up your life.
I'm sure they're erasing their memories too, so they don't remember him, which really sucks because now all your wonderful, loving memories are gone, at least for 35 years.
Right.
Kay actually having his mind erased after everything he went through. Like, first of all, he lost his wife, you know, because he decided to be for the better good and he wanted to help out mankind and the universe.
Yes,
And how sad is that to just leave everything behind and then to go retire and now have this erased, where his whole life, the last 35 years now, is erased. And I'm glad he went back to his wife and he woke up from his coma, and he believes that because he has no other memory. So it's kind of sad that pretty much his whole life has been erased. And like, oh, I woke up, I was in a coma.
Exactly. And I wonder if they like
Oh
give
my
him a
God.
pension. Oh, here's some magical money for you for
Right.
35 years. And we'll just
Hopefully.
filter it. We'll filter it somehow, like
That's right.
GoFundMe page.
I know exactly.
I know.
You gotta figure something out. Yeah, because that would suck to just be like, oh yeah, I just screwed up
And
your whole
thankfully
life.
she
and you
never
don't know.
married either. Once if she moved on.
I know.
That's right.
That's a long time to
Yeah.
not move on.
Oh,
So, I mean, I love how they established it in the newspaper, even though it was a
That's right,
tabloid.
yeah, that's good.
I love the tabloids. Really, you're going by that? But yeah, you hear a lot of crazy stories, and usually those crazy stories in this kind of world, yeah, they're true.
Oh my gosh.
So the humor was great. I loved it so much, and I
that's
do
right,
love Kay and Jay together. The whole idea of like this government, and it's so advanced, and you have these little things like that. What was it called? That cricket. The noisy cricket.
Right,
And he's like, what the heck is
right.
this? I'm
Yeah.
going to break this thing. And then he'd shoot it, and he would always fly back because it was so powerful.
Oh.
And then you had the big guns too, and they resembled the big guns with like rifles and stuff, so you recognize it. So they had a lot of things that we
That's
could
right.
relate to, and then all these other
Yes.
aliens, like the one in the beginning that Jay knew, and he's like, oh yeah, he doesn't sell guns, and then Kay comes
Oh,
right in and
that's
blows
funny.
his head off, and he's like, that stings. And
Oh.
so it's just very out there. I just love the
Yeah, like how can
imagination
you
behind
pick
it.
him out, you know?
Okay, yeah.
And I was very excited to see that cat, and I was thinking of a Flurgan the whole time from Captain Marvel. Remember, like the alien cat?
I was like, he's gonna have the key to it all.
When Jay was actually helping that woman give birth, trying to
Oh,
help.
I had a feeling something was going to come out there.
Yeah, you knew that those huge
Not
tentacles
good.
that came out were from the mom because she was in pain. It wasn't
Yes.
the baby at first. Okay.
Yeah.
When
No,
I
I didn't. I thought it was the baby.
just because
did too.
I could be
thought it was
wrong.
a baby too, and then when I saw the baby, actual baby, it was a lot smaller. So I thought
Yes.
mother.
Yes, because I thought that too. And again, I could be wrong, but when the baby came out, you saw the smaller tentacles. So I'm like, oh, that
Yes.
had to be the mom. But the first time I saw this, I was a kid. So I was like, oh, wow, that was the baby. Oh, my God, the whole time. But I was like,
It's a
wow, the
big
tentacles are. Yeah, and then she's in a lot of pain. So I don't think a human would actually give birth to a
She
full-on
wants him
octopus.
to help her. He's like, no, you're staying with me.
I just love how casual things are because you have so many different races and all the
my
anatomies
God.
are completely different. So Kay's just like, yeah, Jay, you handle this, you're fine. No problem.
And he looks over
That's
after a
right.
while. He's like, oh yeah,
Yeah, like no problem.
you're
Just
doing
gonna
good.
swing
You're
around.
good. Going
So,
Gosh.
I love how
Thumbs
and I love how the husband in the beginning, he was so mean, so abusive, and
Oh.
so you didn't feel bad about him dying, but at the same time, anyone to go in that horrific way was horrible.
Yeah.
I want him to go.
Oh,
I'm so
yes.
I was so thrilled that his truck was exploding.
No, I was
I
happy
know
about
he's talking about that, and just the
Surgeon
build
couldn't
up,
write.
and you just see it happening where you see this comet coming in, which is actually the ship, and it's like, what is that?
Oh, yeah.
My truck, boom! Just great timing all around. And another scene that I loved was with Kay, like he does go a little flash happy with that whole like memory eraser, and so
my
he would do
gosh.
that, and then the one time it killed me was so funny, like that he was doing it to that doctor lady, and then like Jay quickly puts up his glasses just in time, like he has them folded like this, just to
Oh
put them
my
up, and he's
God,
like,
yeah.
you gotta tell me when you're gonna do that, because like if he didn't do that, he would have been erased.
Exactly.
So that humor
That's
was
right.
just so great in how they did that. And the animatronics were fun. I love the costume designs. Like, even though it's not as advanced as now, still at the time it was great. And I still enjoyed it, watching it after so many years. Definitely a lot of fun. So, guys, I'm really curious on what you guys have to say about this movie. I know there's a few movies after this, and a new one came out, I believe, last year that I haven't
Oh,
seen.
really?
I won't say anything because I don't really know who's in it, but I believe there's 2 other movies of, I'll call it this series. There could be a 4th one. I'm not sure.
Wow.
We'll find out eventually. But yeah, that was fun, and I really enjoyed rewatching this after so many years.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
I
very
loved it. I
good.
really loved it.
Very good. Very
Fantastic.
good. My God, was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
So I think we'll end it there for now. So thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you're well, and we'll see you very soon as always.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Flash.
Yeah.